Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with the father of a newly neutered dog. It's Ben Soffer.
I am. Honestly, I felt terrible for him. Like he came back. You know, they don't put bandages on. They just like rip off his nuts. He comes home.
My God.
There's no bandage. There's nothing.
What do they do?
They're like,
Free bleed?
they're like put some ice on it, rub it. I digress. We're here with Mike the Situation. He needs no introduction. We'll give it to him anyways. Just absolute famed reality star. So much more than that. Author. We were talking about prison. I'm kind of jealous. I want to talk about prison. I feel like it's like a great, just like couple of months to just really reset yourself.
I mean, listen, if you're positive, yeah.
Right?
It could be, yeah.
Right, you go in there,
Could be,
you
yeah.
read a lot of, we'd read the Torah, maybe you read the Bible.
Yes.
If you want to read the Torah, we'll show it to you. I'll
Yeah.
send you a copy. And yeah, well, we're here with Mike. Josh, how's it going?
Is that your what are you nuts, Ben? You know, prison, it sounds like Canyon Ranch. It's just like
I think
getaway.
it's all about perspective.
It definitely is all about perspective. Do you guys know what prison I went to?
Tell me, I don't know.
I went to one of the most high-profile prisons in the country. It is the Otisville prison in upstate New York, and it's strictly a Jewish prison.
Wow, really?
Jewish prison, yeah.
So you made some friends.
I
Some
did.
good friends.
I did.
Okay.
Oh
great.
my gosh. Could you like call the warden and be like, you know, there's a draft. I'm feeling a draft.
I actually, funny story, when I was first incarcerated, the first week I shut down the mailroom because so many fans had sent letters of support and Mike do what you got to do, pay your dues to society, and we'll see you when you get out.
And
Amazing.
did people put money on your books?
Let me see. That's a great question. No.
And for our sheltered co-hosts here, Ben, putting money on your books is like if you're at camp and you get money for fun, like random sundries, maybe a Snickers bar, perhaps.
How did you know I didn't know that?
Yes.
Because you're sheltered.
I could have known that. I could have known prison slang.
You know what? I'd have to say that my wife filled up my commissary to capacity, because there is a capacity per week or bi-weekly. But when I did enter prison, they were awaiting me. It was the Italians with sort of like a welcome hockey bag of it was Reebok shoes, socks, skinny tees, probably some canned tuna, some snacks, a Snickers bar. I mean, listen, it was the who's who of what you want to get when you get into prison, to be honest with you.
Any good meats?
There probably was beef jerky in there. There probably was some beef jerky, yeah.
So you weren't cooking anything on a radiator. You weren't drinking toilet wine. None of that.
No. You had to be in with the guys that ran the prison, which were the guys that were in the kitchen. And if you were with those guys, you got fresh vegetables, you got salads, the other guys just got whatever they were serving.
Wow.
Fascinating. Well, we have a new season of the Jersey Shore, right?
Yes.
Coming out this Thursday.
Yes.
Josh and I are big fans. I know that he's kind of Jersey Shore adjacent. We had Joey Camasta on the podcast a couple weeks ago.
Oh yes, I just saw him at the awards with Snooki. Yeah.
We love Joey. But big fans. Congrats on another season.
Yes.
How are we feeling?
Amazing. Listen, we got another season premiering this Thursday, 8/7 Central, only on MTV. Listen, we turned 15 Minutes of Fame into 15 years. The show is always number one whenever it's on a Thursday night. So I'm very grateful to continue that trajectory and continue our story.
15 Minutes of Fame into 15 years. Like, I've never really thought about it like that, but it's so true. The longevity of this show and of all of you, and it's a testament to you guys being so much more than just like run-of-the-mill reality stars.
Listen, most reality stars don't get more than a season. I mean, that's just the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't, depending on what reality show, if you're on a reality show for Netflix, it's usually one season and they get a new cast usually.
Because they're not entertainers. Like, most of the time they're not. Like, you guys, it's must-see TV always. Like,
I agree. I mean, listen, if you have the it factor, there's a chance for you to continue in that career field for sure.
yeah.
When Mike, the cultural impact of the show is so massive, and really, I've never seen a more perfect cast put together ever. I mean, you guys are the Oppenheimer of reality TV. What was there ever a moment, be it when you all started to build families or what have you, where you worried like maybe there isn't more here? Like, how can the storyline progress to keep it going in the way you have?
I mean, usually we're like a year by year basis. That's how we work, by pickups year by year. So our feet is at the fire, like, every single year, and we have to perform. And if we are not number one, like any other show, they're going to get rid of you. So we're very aware of that. Even when we did the first season of Jersey Shore back in 2009, I remember just being on the roof of the Jersey Shore store, and I'm like, I want this forever. And I was, I guess, a young man manifesting, but we got the extra season, obviously. But every single year we had to continue to prove ourselves. So, I guess you can say there always is that on your mind. You know what I mean? You have to, sort of pay to play. You know what I mean? You gotta show up to work, or else you might not be around. That's just how it is.
It seems like on this show over the last 15 years, there were some cast members who sort of grew into their greatness, and then there were some who came ready. You seem to have come ready. Episode 1, situation. What did the 6 months prior to your first day at the Jersey Shore, like, what did that look like for you?
I was a part of the casting process for Jersey Shore, and that started in 2008. I was trying to be a fitness model at the time. My abs were unbelievably shredded, and my father, I was living with my father at the time, and he said, listen, he found about I believe it was about a half a pound of marijuana in the ceiling of our home, and he said, I'm kicking you out. Uncle Sam's got to straighten you out. He took me to the military office, and he made me take the ASVABs, which is the military test. I got a 67 on that test, which means I can get into the Navy. I had about 2 weeks before I had to sign on the dotted line. I was going to go to the Navy. After that, I was going to be a firefighter. And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this is what I want to do with my life. I'm just not sure that I want to do what my father says. I don't know if I'd forgive myself if I don't go for my dreams. Mm-hmm. And what my dreams were is I always wanted to be in entertainment. So I went on Google and I Googled the top 5 underwear and modeling agencies in New York City. And I went home and took pictures in my underwear, and I sent them into those 5 agencies. Within 3 days, I got callbacks for interviews, and eventually I was signed. That was a sign to me that I was on the right track, and that not to go to the military. And I told my father, I'm going to couch surf. I'm going to pursue my dreams. And thank you so much. And that was it. Wow. So, yeah.
Josh, do you think that if me and you took pictures of ourselves in our underwear and sent it to modeling agencies that we would have ended up with a show called The Jersey Shore?
They would have called a mental health facility to put us in there. I mean, unless are there brands for Rubenesque men? For plus size boys,
yeah, like a big and tall.
Yeah, I think there is.
Right,
yeah,
we're in an inclusive society now. Yeah. In 2008, I don't think it would happen. Today, they're celebrating us.
Yeah, I agree.
They're celebrating us. 100%. Plus size Jersey Shore. We should cast that.
100%.
This is a good question, Mike. Where do you wear your underwear? Ben and I wear it, and I'll give you an example. We wear it a little bit high to sort of muzzle the muffin. Where do you wear?
I wear it by the V.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah.
God, that's hot. Yeah. And Josh, you can't smell him from here. He smells unbelievable. Like, it's incredible. By the V. I don't even have a V. Like, what is it? That's crazy.
They're called dick gutters.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And at the time when I was doing it was a pilot for VH1 at the time. I kept saying I put the V in VH1. Eventually, Viacom, they obviously owns both MTV and VH1. They gave it to MTV. They developed the concept, and then a couple months later, then they started to do more casting, and they got a whole bunch of other legendary reality stars that you know today: Snooki, DJ Pauly D, Jenny, and obviously Vinny and Ronnie, and then eventually Dina came in on the 3rd season.
Who was the first person that you brought into the show?
Oh God, do you know that answer?
No.
Okay.
If you don't, then we can.
No.
Or who was a early person?
In 2008, when I was doing the pilot, they asked me if I recommended anybody for the show,
Yes.
and at the time, I knew who Angelina was, and I recommended her.
Wow.
So
Okay,
yeah,
great.
The
yeah.
hamster herself.
the dirty little hamster herself. We don't necessarily get along today, but it is, it makes for good TV.
Why-
She should
Why
love
is
you.
that?
You gave her break. Like, I don't. Big
What's-
break over here.
What's at the
Technically.
root of that, Mike? Why can't you and Angelinas get along?
I just think that she can sometimes be nice. She's got a good heart, but then in a snap of a finger, she'll just turn like that, and then she's your enemy, and you're just like, oh my goodness, So and again, I got to go back to, we've known each other for such a long time. It's 15 years, and we're a family to a certain extent. We fight hard, but we love harder.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's the nice thing my publicity team wants me to say.
Would you? We'd love to give you an F, marry, kill if we could, and the choices are chicken fingers,
Okay.
diet soda,
Oh wow.
or the ability in which to call Angelina a dirty hamster.
Oh wow. Okay. I would kill. I would kill diet sodas, unfortunately, because it's not good for you.
Wow.
And I would fuck the chicken tendies.
Same
And
here.
I would marry the fact that I can always tell her that you dirty little hamster.
Clip it. Oh, what an honor.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by eHarmony. The best relationships are the ones where we feel comfortable being ourselves. They're with people who really see us for us, someone who really gets us. So why not use a dating app that is designed to do specifically that? eHarmony helps you find someone you can be yourself with. The eHarmony sign-up process gives each person a distinct personality profile that shows what makes them, them, based on a set of questions everyone on the platform answers. eHarmony members see how shared personality traits with people feel instantly relatable, and differences can complement one another. Find someone you can be yourself with. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Folks, I just celebrated my 7th wedding anniversary. 7 years. We've been together for 12 years. Been together with my wife for as long as I can remember. Almost half of my life. How crazy is that? And that's because I'm with somebody who gets me. I get her. We're not the same, but our differences, just like eHarmony's differences, can complement one another. And folks, we know that dating isn't easy. That's why we partnered with eHarmony, because dating is different on eHarmony. They want you to find someone who gets you, someone you can be fully comfortable with. Their compatibility quiz helps your personality come out in your profile, which makes all profiles on eHarmony way more interesting and fun to read. So get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by Fresh Direct. Celebrity chef over here, 4th of July, August Eats, Slender September. Folks, there are 2 things going on here. One, I'm broke. I've spent all my money on incredibly expensive groceries. But 2, and more importantly, I have lost so many hours walking the aisles of grocery stores looking for intricate ingredients when all I needed to do the whole time was go on Fresh Direct. I'm now using Fresh Direct and my life is so much better. Because Fresh Direct is farm to kitchen, food sourced directly from farmers, fishermen, and ranchers, and delivered straight to your door. And folks,
You're paying for quality food. You're paying for quality food and somebody to shop in store for you. I mean, how much better is that? Normally, if you go on one of these other competitors' sites, they're just shopping for food. But what shows up is an unripe avocado. Who needs an unripe avocado? I don't need an unripe avocado. I'm trying to make something today. I'm not trying to make something next week and wait for it to ripen, okay? No good. Absolutely no good. And I can't even tell you how much time I'm saving because I don't have to sift through sad produce. I don't have to. They're doing it for me. And then the fresh avocados show up, okay? Or the ripe bananas. And the convenience, the convenience is unbeatable. I can grocery shop from my apartment anytime I want. How easy is that? For over 20 years, Fresh Direct has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and meats to the tri-state area. Don't take my word for it. Try it to believe it. With $50 off, that's good, your first order. Go to freshdirect.com and use code GOODGUYS. That's freshdirect.com, code GOODGUYS. For new customers, save $50 on their first order. Terms and restrictions apply. See site for details.
Speaking of chicken fingers, I need to know today's workout regimen. Like if we want to get ripped like you, what are we doing?
I am currently okay because this particular year I've been doing a book tour. My book is doing amazing. Granted, I brought 4 copies for you guys, so I could sign them to you and the fam or wherever you want. They're a second edition, which means that it's just an updated version of the book. Anyway, I was saying that now that I've dropped the book, okay. Yesterday I put on social medias that I'm opening up treatment centers throughout the country. Okay, now, in 2025, it's time to bring the situation back. And I have plans to have a reveal in 2025 of the newly renovated situation.
Okay.
And so what are we talking? Are we getting on TRT, roids, peptides?
What are we doing?
Matcha green tea.
Oh, matcha green tea. I've read recently all the good benefits of matcha green tea. No, I'm serious.
Like they can't be better than steroids.
Also, peptides. There's nothing wrong with peptides.
There's nothing wrong with any of it. It's fine.
I didn't say it. He said it. No, I'm sure.
Dealer's choice. We're scared.
Dealer's
but
choice.
we have people on the podcast all the time that are roided.
I will definitely say 5 days a week in the gym. I'm going to be doing cold plunge and sauna at night. And like I said, I'm going to just be getting some amazing shape and have a reveal in 2025. That's my plan. Now that the book is done and we got treatment centers coming out, and my new nickname is St. Michael the Archangel, it's happening.
Wow, I love that nickname. What's your max cold plunge time?
I'll be honest with you. I just got a cold plunge.
Okay.
And I did it for the first time, and oh my God, it was hard.
But how amazing do you feel after?
I will say that I did it for, I did the sauna for 20 minutes. I jumped in the cold plunge for 3.
That's good.
And I got out and I went back in the sauna for another 20 and did the cold plunge for another 3.
Wow.
I finished and I felt like I was high.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the endorphins that rush to your brain after that type
for hours. I felt like I was high for hours.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Josh, we need to cold plunge soon. We're gonna bring Mike to the Live Method. Fantastic facility. We'll go uptown.
I want to be shirtless with the both of you. And speaking of, I want to ask Mike, because I'm a sober guy too. I'm sober 16 years.
Ooh, 16. Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you. It's amazing what you've done. I was a child actor, so I burned out early. But now in life, I find that the free passes I get for highs are cold plunge sauna, a workout, and the occasional romantic interlude with my wife. You?
I think I get a high from obviously working out, obviously relations with my beautiful wife, helping other people. My accomplishments in life, always trying to find a new level of myself. And I think that's it. I think there's no other high than trying to help other people. So, and again, I think that is my life's purpose.
And what is that meal? I do have a question from my wife, which we've talked about this too much on the pod. What is your last meal, your death row meal? What's the situation's last meal?
Oh wow, good question. It's definitely going to be some sort of pasta. I love pasta, and I'm definitely a foodie. So we'll probably get some chicken tendies, a diet soda, French fries, probably some sort of pasta. Maybe it's ravioli. Maybe it's a linguine with some shrimp. But definitely a pasta in there as well. Maybe I'll have a some sort of dessert. Oh, I love a good creme brulee.
Delicious. I
Creme
love
brulee.
it too.
I love a good creme brulee, yeah.
But how do you balance a creme brulee with a rock hard body?
That's the thing with my personality. I have like that obsessive personality, that most sober people do. So, I'll go from, working out sometimes once, sometimes even twice a day, Monday through Friday. And then once that Saturday comes, I start to get into the cheat meals. And then once Sunday comes, it kind of becomes a little gluttonous.
Yes.
Yeah.
That cheat meal that last meal sounds so good. It's almost worth the chair. I would have my last meal would be exactly your last meal, except my dessert would be Percocet. I digress.
Oh my God. Wow.
Sounds delicious.
Wow. I mean, listen, I don't, you guys may or may not know, but that used to be my thing. My thing used to be Percocet. Yeah. I used to buy them. I used to sell them. I used to get them in hundreds. I used to smuggle them on sets. That was my thing.
Whose song is that? Molly Percocet?
Future. Yeah.
What a song.
Yeah, it's a good song. Yeah.
How tough were they to kick, Mike?
I mean, it makes you feel like you're gonna die, but you're not. I have a question. Do you guys know what substance that if you withdraw from, you may die? Do you know?
Alcohol.
Yeah, he's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, alcohol. A lot of people think it's opiates. You feel like you're gonna die, but no. It was very hard to kick opiates. It took me a couple years. Again, I went to rehab around 4 times. And every time I went to rehab, I would try a different thing. I'd be like, okay, I got this. I would just get physically detoxed and be like, oh, I'm not like everyone. I got this. And I would go back to the old habits, people's places and things. And then I would eventually relapse months, maybe a year later. Then I would be like, oh, I could smoke marijuana now,
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, a year later, you're back to doing Percocets. And they're like, oh, I could probably do cocaine and Molly now. The third time.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that didn't work out. And then, I think I did it one. The 4th time was maybe Adderall and Valium, and that just didn't work. The speed was like, I call the speed the dark years, because you start seeing things and hearing things. You're like, wait a second, am I on the Truman Show? Like, what is going on right now?
And what do you think? What was different the 4th time? Why do you think that was the time when it worked?
I had so many things against me when I hit rock bottom in 2015. I mean, not only was I dependent and addicted on prescription opiates, but also I was practically homeless. I was 3 months behind on my rent, and they were about to evict me. I had bad credit. The government was coming after me for millions, and they were trying to put me in jail for 5 years with the big United States versus the situation court case.
Wow. And
also my lawyer was leaving me because he's like, I don't think you can afford me anymore. I mean, it was just one thing after another that was against me. And I was like, you know what? My life is on the line. If I don't man up right now, if I don't put all hands on deck to try to save my life, it's going to be over for me. And
would you say that prison in a weird way is the best thing that ever happened to you?
At the time when I went to prison, I was about 3 years sober. So I was doing the right thing, and I was a first-time offender. I didn't think that they were going to send me to prison, but I used it as fuel for the fire for me to continue on that journey of doing the right thing, continuing my sobriety, and continuing to level up, and I did that.
I just feel like when I think about the book and all that you're doing, like the element of going to prison is just like another thing that makes you really interesting. It like almost extends your... not extends your career, but it's another piece of longevity.
It's the test and the testimony for sure.
Right?
It's some of the really gritty, dark things in my story and in my book. those are some of the best parts because of where I am today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a father of 3 and 9 years of sobriety. I'm opening up treatment centers right now. The really good parts are when I'm jumping out of moving cars, trying to go get opiates, or I went to prison, or, all those crazy bad things, because I turned it all around. And if people say, if Mike could do it, then I can do it too,
Can we talk about these treatment centers? Because you brought them up a couple of times. So they're like drug rehab facilities?
Yes. I've been working about a year now, and it was my dream in about 2018. My manager, when I got out of prison, he's like, "All right, let's sit down, and let's do your vision board for the next 5 to 10 years. What do you want to do?" He's like, "What's your number one thing? What's your dream? What do you want to do?" And I was like, "You know what? I want to continue to help people. I'm like, I want to open up my own treatment centers. I want to be the owner. I want to be the face." And they were like, "Okay." And now, today I just dropped on my social media that I'm opening up my own treatment centers. They'll be open up in 2025. The name of those centers is the Archangel Centers, and the first one being in New Jersey. And my new nickname is obviously Saint Michael, the Archangel.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Love it. Love.
I don't think I've ever shared this with my beautiful Good Guys audience, but I've been wearing women's deodorant literally for the last 12 years. All that I do is wear my wife's deodorant. Why? Because it's there. It's there. I'm lazy, okay? It's there. She has deodorant. I wear it. And honestly, all of these other men's deodorants, they burn, they smell too strong. They're just not for me. And women's deodorant has been fantastic. That said, I've smelled a little bit like a lady, and I'm trying to smell like a man, okay? My wife wants me to smell like a man. Is that so bad? Folks, I have the answer. Because this podcast is sponsored by Jack Black. Jack Black just came out with 4 new scents of their number 1 deodorant, Pit Boss. Yeah, that's right. It's called Pit Boss. It showed up at my apartment. I'm currently holding the Jack Zen Pit Boss, Bamboo and Violet. I put it on my pits. I smell unbelievable. And most importantly, I feel like a man again. I feel like a man because I'm wearing Jack Black's Pit Boss. It's freaking sick. Their deodorant is the best at controlling odor and wetness, no matter what I'm doing. And now I can have my cleanser, lotion, and antiperspirant all in my favorite scent, which is a total game changer. That's right, Pit Boss, Bamboo and Violet. It's freaking sick. The last time I used Jack Black was this morning. I'm using it every morning now because I feel manly and it smells great and I love it. And honestly, it's this scent, the Jack Black Pit Boss scent. You must try it because it is hands down, it's amazing. My favorite scent, Bamboo and Violet. Ooh, it smells so good. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, folks, if you want simple, effective products that do what they say they're going to do, you need Jack Black. Head to getjackblack.com/goodguys and use code GOODGUYS for 10% off your order and free shipping. Once again, that's getjackblack.com/goodguys for 10% off your order plus free shipping. And make sure you use promo code GOODGUYS so they know I sent you. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Robinhood. With Robinhood Gold, you don't need a silver spoon to eat up the financial favors of the 1%. Robinhood Gold allows others to get the rates and perks usually reserved for the high society. Now, the resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn the very liberal rate of 5% APY on uninvested cash, receive unlimited 1% deposit bonuses, and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement boost on an IRA account. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of a high net worth for any net worth. These generous benefits are now available for only $5 a month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Terms apply. For product-specific disclosures, visit robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risks. Rates may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold, LLC.
I don't know if I can make it to a saint, Maybe
I knew that was gonna happen because
I like it.
I did it yesterday, and people were like, "Oh my God, did he just saint himself?" Yeah. People were like, "Oh my God, did the situation just saint himself?" Like, "Oh my God, what is happening in this world?" I'm like, "Listen, it is what it is. Okay, I'm dropping these treatment centers. The name of them is Archangel Centers. It's gonna be in New Jersey, and I am St. Michael. And to be honest with you, I don't want to say something, but I'm say something. We might be working on something underneath. You know what I mean? Maybe there might be a show involved. I don't know. You never know. We might be working on something underneath.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever need extras, we're here. Right, Josh?
I might relapse so I can go.
Listen, first of all, 16 years is amazing. I wish I could jump across the screen and give you a big hug. That is amazing, brother.
Thank you.
Okay. I really connect. I connect with everyone, but again, 16 years is amazing. God bless.
God bless you too, man. And it's been beautiful to see you. We've sort of gotten this view into your life and to watch you build this beautiful life for yourself with your lovely wife and your beautiful kids. And I'm interested, and if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Like, I have 2 kids, 2 boys, and there are definitely things about me that I want them to inherit. And then there are some things, knowing my past, where I go, I hope they don't get that part. Do you ever have that thought?
Yeah, I do. My son is always saying he wants more, he wants more, he wants more. And that's what I've had problems with most of my life, which, I've had trouble escaping that life of excess. And so we're trying to do our best now. Obviously, he's a baby, but for me, the best deterrent I can think of is sort of like education. Dad's celebrating his sobriety like every year. This year it's 9 years. Next year it's going to be 10 years. It's going to be a very prevalent theme in the home of our story and my comeback. And I don't think it's going to be a total deterrent, but I think it will help educate my kids.
That's awesome. I'm dying to know, like, with this show, and I don't say this lightly, you are at such an elite level as far as I would say awareness of what is entertaining. And so how aware are you during an episode of filming or what have you of, like, if I don't throw something into the ring right now, this is just going to feel boring. It's incumbent on me to up the stakes here.
100%. I also feel that a lot of my castmates understand that fact, but exactly what you just said. We've been doing it for 15 years in reality TV. Wow. And again, if it was easy, everybody would be able to do it or try it. So no, it's always very important to be mindful when you're shooting a scene. These guys were so close, I can practically finish their sentences.
Yeah.
So, the dynamic is really unmatched. And I think it's also a good policy if anybody is listening to this podcast right now. If you're trying to be in reality TV, the most important vibe is the authentic vibe. It is an unmatched vibe. Anybody can spot somebody reaching, so.
When you head bash the cement wall in Italy, how long did you have to wear the neck brace?
Oh, God. I sprained my neck and I got a concussion. And when I got to the hospital, I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to give me painkillers. And I'm waiting for the painkillers. I'm like hyped for it. And then I hear in the other room production being like, do not give him painkillers. He has a problem. I'm like, oh my God.
Whack. Haters.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, I think they had to give it to me anyway because I pretty much broke my neck. You know what I'm saying? It backfired, but they had to give him to me. But I remember, like, listen, the whole time production and MTV, even like early on, we're talking like 2010, second season, they would have conversations with me every season. Like, Mike, are you sure you're okay? Or like, if you need help, just raise your hand. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Next minute, I'm jumping out of a moving car to go meet with the dealer. And they're like, oh, Mike just bounced. I'm like they didn't air that stuff, but they have the footage.
It's interesting, and I don't know if you can answer this, but like in the same way that they're saying, Mike, do you need help? They're also profiting off of the fact that you're having a great time. And it's very evident that the you on that show is like a really hyped up, amazing you.
Yeah, no,
I'm sure you're like that, not on drugs, but it's a combo, right?
I understand. I mean, at that time in season 2 of Jersey Shore, which was in Miami, that's when we got the big raise and things like that. I'm like, where do you get a load of me now? You know, I mean, now I got the money. They just gave us like a $1 million raise or whatever it was. And
was that because you fought for it, Mike, for the entire cast?
I would have to say I definitely did fight for it. They did give an ultimatum, and I walked out of the room. And it's a pretty it's a story in my book that they put a contract on the table, and it was the same as the season 1. In season 1, we made like a couple $1,000s and some money from the T-shirt store, and they said, "All right, here you guys go." And I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, this is the I'm excited.
What are they, nuts?
I'm excited that we got another season, but oh my God, like, what is this? I looked at everybody in the room. I looked at Paulie. I looked at JWoww, Snooki. Everybody didn't seem like it was too kosher. And then I said, what happens if we don't sign it? And they're like, well, I'll replace you. And then that's when I was like, okay. Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's why I said, okay, good luck. And I walked out the room. And then we definitely got a big raise probably 3 months later.
Wow. And during that time, did you kind of like being the bad guy? Did you like playing the heel?
I did. I'm a fan of The Rock, from the early days when The Rock was the bad guy. So I kind of modeled, the situation as that nickname after The Rock a little bit, because there was no other reality TV stars that had cool nicknames that had this vibe about them. And I did revel in being the bad guy, and for a couple years. But it also does have consequences, as in real life. Eventually, the cast, they didn't want to have anything to do with me. Eventually, because I was ruining relationships. I was tough to work with. I was jumping out of cars. Constantly just being a menace.
Even though it was better for the show, how do people balance that? Yes, ruining relationships, great for views. The more views, the more money. I never really understood that.
It does go for a great character arc, though. Now that we said now we're going on 15 years and Jersey Shore Famification and all, and that sort of documents my redemption arc. But early on, I was definitely
it was dicey.
The villain. Yeah, it was dicey.
Yeah.
Wow. In the episode where Ronnie got beat up by his baby mama,
oh yeah.
What's the issue with Secaucus? You were all upset by Secaucus.
No, because I'm from Jersey area, and Secaucus is a peaceful area. There's a couple of clubs over there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, you got beat up in Secaucus? Bro, there's a couple cool clubs and bars that we go to over there. And I know that Ronnie's from the Bronx. He's not from that area. So I'm like, what are you doing in Secaucus? You know what I'm saying? And it was just it was almost like I caught the vibe right off the jump. And it's like a meme, to this day about how we caught him. Eventually, we now know that the Secaucus was a lie.
Yeah.
And that he didn't get jumped in Secaucus, and his girl beat him up or ran him over with a car or whatever it was.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Secaucus is like a classic NJ Transit stop now. Now in Secaucus.
Exactly. And then when you look at
nobody's getting beat up there.
And then
it's not happening.
And then also when you look at your package and you're tracking your package and you're from this area, most of the time
UPS in Secaucus.
It's in Secaucus.
If it's in Secaucus, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because it's trapped.
Yeah. So, it's definitely a very funny memory right there for sure.
That should be the new code word for if you want to leave early. I'm going to go to Secaucus.
It was such a blatant lie. And again, I had just that moment right there that we watched when I was in Secaucus. They had just sentenced me to 8 months in the federal penitentiary at Otisville, and the Jersey Shore cast came to my house to film to cheer me up, and they're telling me that Ronnie got beat up in Secaucus and his change snatched, and I'm just like, in Secaucus? Like, come on, man.
It was a great call out. It's definitely bold to tell someone that they weren't beat up somewhere, but by being right, like, what a baller move.
Yeah, it was.
Like Josh, you come to me bruised in the eye, and I tell you, no, you weren't beat up. What a call.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he was telling me
Risky.
he got beat up in Secaucus. I was like, no way.
Who were when you first got famous, Mike, who were the couple little stragglers, the little hamsters who came out of the woodwork, hadn't seen you in years, who suddenly were like, Mike, I want you to invest in something?
I mean, listen, most people are like that. You know, anybody that gets famous or, popular TV show or whatever, everyone's going to come out from the woodwork, everyone in your area, friends from high school, things like that. And I think that's just like a rite of passage, But I don't know. Does anybody have any experience with that as well? Or
It happened to us with our podcast success. The podcast got so big, everybody was knocking down our doors. Right, Josh?
Yeah, it's gross, but the truth of the matter is, day by day we live it, we get through it. Hey, what fires up the Jersey Shore castmates group chat most? Like, when is it most firing?
we do have a group chat. We do speak every day, and
Every day?
Every day,
Wow.
every day for the past since 2017.
Wow.
So
Is
that
that
was-
too much? You ever just want to mute?
these guys are the closest. These guys and girls are the closest people in my life, obviously with family and my wife. So I speak to them about everything and everyone and current events. Obviously, what's happening in the area, the tea, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, God, what a group chat! Like, I mean,
Oh, it's a good group chat. Yeah. Listen, if I reveal what's in that group chat, they'll, you ever see those memes about the FBI knocking on the door?
Oh, yeah.
Once they leak the group chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they're hot.
Yeah. My group chat is lit.
it would be
It's
fun.
a snippet.
I mean, it's just about everything. It's everything. I mean, obviously, we just came from the VMAs. I mean, what's happened at the VMAs? The performers that were there. Eminem was there. Megan Thee Stallion was there. I mean, it's just what's happening in our daily lives. And obviously, Paulie's traveling the world. He's DJing. Vinny's trying his hand at comedy. He's on stage now. So it's just like it's really just about our lives. But
We just did, Josh, when did we do Vinny's podcast?
Like 2 months ago.
Yeah, and that was great.
yeah.
He's having fun.
Yeah,
Like,
Vinny's a good guy.
Yeah.
Now he's doing his stand up.
Yep.
I think he stopped taking his clothes off for money, which was good. He probably stopped escorting as well. I think he was in Dubai escorting. So
Good for him. I'm trying to get into that.
Like same. Nobody's knocking on my door asking me to escort,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
yeah, I mean, I heard. Listen, all I know, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to say something. But he was full service.
Okay.
That's awesome. Well,
By the way,
know.
what's your number? This is fun, Josh. What's your number for full service?
I mean, okay, for just companionship, I'll do it for like a gift card to Chili's. I mean, I love a good conversation.
What about a gift card to Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Perfect. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
He'll do it for free. Josh will do it for free for a hug. What about full-blown sex? We're sending you to Abu Dhabi, Josh. What's the amount of money?
I mean, the flight there from I heard is amazing out to Abu Dhabi and things like that, right? If you get on the right flight.
Emirates?
Yep. Emirates.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want to take Southwest to Abu Dhabs. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe like a Bitcoin, whatever a Bitcoin is trading at the time,
Yeah, Bitcoin's what?
They're
Bitcoin's 75 right now, probably.
Yeah,
around
75
there,
grand.
right? Right,
You
probably.
crypto
around there.
guy? Is the situation a crypto guy?
Well, actually, listen, the situation may or may not have some crypto. You know what I'm saying? But I am aware of the prices, of certain cryptos.
We need to go back to Josh throwing away his marriage for 75 grand.
Okay,
We need
okay.
a bigger number, Josh. We're sending you to Abu Dhabi to bang like the Sultan's daughter. Like
he's full service on the way there.
Oh yeah.
Full
Oh
service.
yeah. On the plane.
First of all, imagine Mike. The situation is Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin.
We have a situation.
But
You can only pay to be at the treatment centers. in
Yes.
Bitcoin.
Well, also-
we should make a coin exclusive.
You know what? He just said something. The past week, my DMs have been flooded about doing a situation coin, or maybe even a GTL coin. But I'm like kind of like fearful because it's like you hear about all those guys doing the coins and then they're in a lawsuit like
You
a
should
year
be
later.
fearful.
You
It's
should
just
be.
like
You should
they-
be.
I've
Listen
had
to
enough.
Ben.
I've had
You should
enough
be fearful.
feds at my
We're
door.
good Jews. We're here to tell you.
Yeah.
Be fearful of these people trying to make you sell coins.
Yeah,
it's
they're
no
like,
good.
Yeah, they're like,
It's-
let's do a situation coin. I'm like, it sounds like the feds will be knocking at the
They
door
will.
in about a year.
They will.
Yeah.
And
the
can-
question is it worth it?
And
I don't-
how uncomfortable would that be, Mike, if you're like, Randy, back again?
Oh yes. Well, yeah. Listen, listen. Once you experience your nightmares, right, come true, okay, you sort of become the storm.
Yes.
Wow.
You're not afraid of
That's
really
a freaking
You're
quote.
not afraid of anything anymore. Yeah.
That's a quote.
Should we get to our what are you nuts, Ben?
We should. So our what are you nuts moment of the week is people, places, and things, gripes with humanity. You're walking down the street, you see a lady doing something weird with her kids. You're like, lady, what are you nuts?
Okay.
That's our what are you
Ooh,
nuts moment.
okay,
So
okay.
I'll go first. You can think about it.
Okay.
Whether you're taking the train going down the escalator, whether you're at the airport going down the escalator, if you're a mall going down the escalator and you're in front of me and you're not walking down the escalator, what are you, nuts? I've had enough of these people standing on escalators. This is not a place to stand. This is not a place to chit chat. This is not a place to check your phone. We're all in a hurry. If you're on an escalator, you're in a hurry. You're
Okay.
not there for a joyride.
Wow, I like that.
So my what are you nuts is people that stand on escalators.
Wow. I don't know. You guys might say that I'm nuts for this one. It's kind of like I might need your advice if this is nuts or not.
Okay, I like
Ooh,
it.
great.
Josh.
Ooh,
nuts or not.
Nuts or nah? I love it.
Oh my.
Okay.
It's a new
All right.
segment.
Okay. I was at the gym the other day, and usually I'm there for about 90 minutes. I'm
90
zo-
minutes.
I'm zoned out.
Sick.
I'm doing my thing, and I get a call from my agent. And usually I don't pick up because obviously you got the ear pods on, and obviously people are going to hear you if you say hello. And I was like, all right, I think it's good news because I was expecting a deal to close. So he's like, oh, Mike, the deal closed. I'm one of your deals. I'm working on this big deal. And so I think I said one sentence. Like, okay, like send me the contract when it's executed. And the guy next to me was like telling me to keep it down. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you, nuts? Like, bro, I just signed a big deal. You're about to see a situation documentary soon.
He should be dapping you up, give you like a quick chest bump in the
Yeah.
gym. Like he knows you closed. I agree. Nuts.
Yeah.
Totally nuts.
Is this the exclusive? Are you announcing you're having a documentary about your life coming out?
No. It's we're being worked on it. And these things take time, but it's very, very, it's highly likely we may see something like that in 2025.
Wow.
Wow. Beautiful.
And if not, we'll cut that part
consuming-
out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We can cut it
Yeah.
out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to though. It's up to you.
Yeah.
We'll cut it.
Yeah. No, it was. Deb, do you want us to cut it out? Because I could do another one.
No, that
No,
was
no,
perfect.
no,
We'll just-
no. The story was perfect. We just don't have to mention that part. But is that an issue? Oh, no issue.
Oh, I said it on page 6. All right.
He said it on page 6 already.
All right.
Damn it, they got
I
the
fucked up.
exclusive.
You
fucked
gave
up.
it to those sharks at the New York
No.
Post. God, you
I
could have given it to the good guys.
I think I told them. No, I think I told them.
Josh, if you could
Yeah.
see his publicist, Mike, you gave it to them already. Eye roll.
God, that is so good.
I think this is a form of manifestation also.
By the way, it's happening. It's gonna fucking
Because
crush.
these deals, in our business, they always take time. You got to put together content. They got to go through filters. So it's a lot. We're in the beginning of that race right now.
Beautiful. Josh, what's your what are you nuts?
Well, I talked about this on a previous episode, but it was in my what are you nuts, but I realize now I have a little boy, 5 years old. So sweet. Doesn't look anything like me. Might not be mine. I digress. But he's so sweet, and he's been sick recently, so we've been giving him cough syrup. And he threw up, and the cough syrup was red. So we think he's dying. Of course, he's just throwing up red cough syrup, but we didn't know. And my what are you nuts is, why does cough syrup have to look like anything? What are you nuts? NyQuil looks like Jaeger. Kids' cough syrup is purple, red. They're going to start making it blue raspberry soon. Just make it clear. It's medicine. What are you, nuts?
Nuts.
Well, you know what? I think he's right.
He's right.
Because if it is a color red, do you want to know why it's red? Because most likely it has dye in it, possibly.
Yes.
And
Right.
you have to get the dye-free one.
Freaking red 40.
Make sure to tell
These kids are hopped
make
up.
sure to tell mom to get the dye-free stuff.
Dye free.
I'll tell
Dye-free.
mom, and by that I mean myself, because she's going to be like, go get that shit. Mike, it has been such an honor to have you, man. Is there anything else you want to plug?
No, it's been an amazing conversation. We're vibing out here.
Yeah.
I have 4 books for you,
Thank
family
you.
or friends. Let me know who you'd like to sign them to, and don't forget the comeback is always greater than the setback. And Jersey Shore Famification premieres September 19th, 8/7 Central, only on MTV.
Had the best time with you, Mike. Thanks again. Folks, if this episode wasn't 5 stars, what are you, nuts? Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on Josh's YouTube. Share our clips, TikTok, and Instagram. Mondays and Thursdays. Mike, the Situation. Thank you again.
Thank you guys so much. Keep killing it.